In a world that often feels like a cacophony of competing demands, endless notifications, and the relentless pressure to be everything to everyone, the quiet, transformative power of turning one's gaze inward feels almost revolutionary. We are constantly encouraged to expand our networks, to multitask, to chase every opportunity that glimmers on the horizon, all while the most critical relationship we will ever have, the one with ourselves, is neglected and left to wither. It is precisely into this modern malaise that the book Focus on You Until You Win arrives, not as a gentle whisper, but as a clarion call for a profound personal rebellion. This is not merely a self-help guide. It is a philosophical treatise on the art of intentional living, a meticulous blueprint for constructing a life of purpose, resilience, and authentic success from the inside out. The central thesis is as simple as it is profound. Victory in any external arena is not a product of frantic, scattered effort, but the inevitable byproduct of a deep, unwavering, and disciplined focus on one's own inner world, on honing one's mind, healing one's heart, and fortifying one's spirit. The book argues that we have been looking for the keys to success in the wrong places, in external validation and quick-fix solutions, when all along, the only door that needs unlocking is the one within. The journey the book lays out begins with a fundamental, and for many, an uncomfortable premise: radical self-honesty. Before any strategy can be implemented, before any goal can be set, we must first be willing to sit in the quiet stillness of our own company and take a fearless inventory of who we truly are. This is not about a casual glance in the mirror, but a deep, archaeological dig into the layers of our conditioning, our beliefs, our fears, and our unspoken desires. The book guides the reader through this process with remarkable sensitivity, acknowledging the discomfort that arises when we confront our own shadows, the insecurities we mask with bravado, the past hurts we carry as invisible weights, the limiting stories we tell ourselves about our own capabilities. It dismantles the idea that this self-examination is an act of self-indulgence or narcissism. Rather, it frames it as the most practical first step one can take. How can you build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand? How can you navigate to a destination if you do not first pinpoint your exact starting location? This phase is about mapping the inner territory, identifying the mental weeds that choke growth and the emotional landmines that sabotage progress. It's about understanding the why behind your what, why you react certain ways to failure, why certain criticisms sting more than others, why you are drawn to some goals and repelled by others. This foundational work is presented not as a one-time event, but as an ongoing practice of self-awareness, the bedrock upon which everything else is built. From this place of clarified self-knowledge, the book then pivots to the core engine of transformation, the cultivation of an unassailable mindset. This section is a masterclass in cognitive restructuring, in learning to become the master of your inner dialogue rather than its helpless victim. It delves deep into the nature of focus itself, explaining with vivid analogies how our attention is like a muscle. It atrophies with disuse and strengthens with consistent, deliberate training. In an age of endless distractions, the ability to focus is not just a productivity hack. It is a superpower. The book provides practical, accessible techniques for training this muscle, for gently guiding a wandering mind back to a single point of concentration, whether that point is a work project, a creative pursuit, or a personal goal. But it goes beyond mere concentration. It tackles the pervasive and destructive habit of comparison, that thief of joy that the digital age has amplified to a deafening roar. The book offers a powerful reframe. The only person you should ever compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Your journey is uniquely yours, with its own timeline, its own challenges, and its own victories. By constantly measuring your Chapter 3 against someone else's Chapter 20, you doom yourself to a perpetual state of feeling inadequate and behind. This mindset work is inextricably linked with the concept of resilience. The book does not peddle the fantasy of a life without obstacles. On the contrary, it posits that challenges, failures, and setbacks are not only inevitable but are essential ingredients for growth. They are the fire that tempers steel. The focus here is on building what the book calls emotional and mental anti-fragility, the quality of not just bouncing back from difficulty, but of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable because of it. It teaches the reader how to reframe failure from a verdict of finality to a data point for learning. A failed business venture is not proof that you are a failure. It is a masterclass in what doesn't work, providing invaluable lessons on marketing, finance, or customer service that will inform your next, more informed attempt. A rejection is not a measure of your worth. It is a redirection, closing one door so that a more aligned one can open. This perspective shift is monumental. It transforms the journey from a perilous tightrope walk over a pit of despair into a rugged but manageable mountain climb, where every slip teaches you a better handhold, and every rest stop offers a more breathtaking view of how far you've come. With this fortified internal foundation, self-awareness, a disciplined mind, and resilient spirit, the book then moves into the realm of purposeful action. This is where the "until you win" part of the title truly comes to life. It argues that winning is not a singular, distant event, like crossing a finish line, but a series of daily, intentional choices aligned with a deeply personal definition of success. The book guides the reader through the process of defining what winning actually means for them, divorced from societal expectations, parental pressures, or the glossy, curated versions of success presented on social media. Is your win a life of financial freedom? Is it the profound peace of mind that comes from doing work you love? Is it the richness of deep, meaningful relationships? Is it a contribution to your community? The book insists that until you define the destination with crystal clarity, every path will feel like the wrong one. Once that destination is set, the focus turns to the process. The grand, overwhelming goal is broken down into a series of small, manageable daily actions, what the book might refer to as the atomic habits of success. The emphasis is consistently placed on showing up for these small actions with consistency, integrity, and focus, trusting that the cumulative effect of these daily wins will inevitably lead to the larger victory. This process is described not as a grueling marathon of willpower, but as a rhythmic, almost sacred practice of building your desired life one brick at a time. A particularly compelling thread woven throughout the narrative is the critical importance of environment and energy. The book makes a powerful case that your focus is not just an internal state. It is profoundly influenced by your external surroundings and the people you allow into your inner circle. It encourages a ruthless audit of your life. From the physical clutter in your home that creates mental static, to the digital clutter on your devices that fragments your attention, to the emotional clutter of toxic or draining relationships. The book advocates for creating a focus-friendly ecosystem. This means curating your social circle to include people who inspire, challenge, and support you, while learning to set firm boundaries with those who drain your energy, sow doubt, or engage in constant drama. It means designing your physical workspace to minimize distractions and maximize flow. It means being intentional about the media you consume, understanding that the information and emotions you feed your mind are the raw materials from which your thoughts and your reality are built. This holistic approach acknowledges that the journey of focusing on yourself is not an ascetic retreat from the world, but a conscious and deliberate act of designing a world, both internal and external, that is conducive to your growth and success. In its final movements, the book transcends the individual pursuit of success and touches upon the deeper, more spiritual dimensions of the journey. It explores the idea that true, lasting winning is ultimately about alignment between your values and your actions, between your inner truth and your outer life, between your personal ambitions and a sense of contributing to something larger than yourself. This is where the focus shifts from winning as an acquisition of external markers to winning as a state of being. It's about the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are living authentically, the profound peace that arises from self-acceptance, and the genuine joy found in the process of growth itself. The book suggests that when you focus on yourself in this deep and meaningful way, a beautiful paradox occurs. You become less self-absorbed. Your cup is so full, your foundation so solid, that you have more genuine energy, love, and wisdom to offer to others. Your success ceases to be a solitary trophy and becomes a light that can illuminate the path for those around you. In conclusion, Focus on You Until You Win is far more than its title might suggest. It is a comprehensive, compassionate, and deeply wise manual for anyone feeling lost, overwhelmed, or stagnant in the chaos of modern life. Its greatest strength lies in its unwavering commitment to the principle that all meaningful and lasting change begins from within. The language is refreshingly accessible, free from dense jargon, and filled with relatable anecdotes and practical exercises that make the profound concepts feel immediately applicable. It does not promise a magic wand or a shortcut to riches. Instead, it offers something far more valuable: a sturdy compass and a reliable map for the most important journey you will ever undertake, the journey back to yourself. It acknowledges that the path will have its share of storms and detours, but it provides the tools to build an unshakable inner shelter. This book is not a quick read to be consumed and forgotten. It is a lifelong companion, a source of wisdom to be returned to again and again whenever the external noise grows too loud and the inner compass needs recalibrating. It is a powerful reminder that in a world desperate for your attention, the most radical and rewarding act you can commit is to finally and unapologetically focus on you.